Hey everyone, I really hope you are all doing good. In this video, I'm going to quickly take you through the Webhook migration process and also talk about our Webhook analytics service as part of Knotie-AI Pro. Now, if you're hearing about Knotie-AI Pro first time and you're watching this on the YouTube, Knotie-AI Pro is the platform where you can bring all of the voice AI agents from different platforms like VAPI, Retell, Ultravox. You can bring in from different accounts, like multiple accounts, and you can resell it under your own brand at your own price. You can set custom market pricing and so many other features. So as always, if you are already a partner and you have already been using Knotie-AI Pro, please come to the partner login and log in using your credential first. So please use the link below and check out the product if you wish. And without much further ado, let's go to the code. And as soon as you log in, you come to the dashboard, and the section that you would be interested in as part of this video is this agent migration tools. In the previous video, I have shown you what is this migration status and how to migrate the agent. This was all about agent level API migration that we have been doing. Now in the last one, we have already done it. So in this video, we will focus on Webhook migration status. Now, before we talk about Webhook migration status, let's first understand what is Webhook migration and what is Webhook analytics service. So what we have been doing previously, if you would go to AI usage tracking, all this analytics that's been showing here, previously it was actually calling individual API call to different provider and actually showing you the APIs like the analytics. Now, this is really not a way to scale, because let's say you are having 100 agents and each agent makes 10,000 calls. That really means that our application needs to make a lot of call. Maybe just to get one agent analytics, we need to make hundreds and hundreds call to your provider like VAPI or Retell or Ultravox, those APIs, right? And the highest chances are that they are going to block our platform, because we are going to make a lot of API calls to their platform, and there might be Cloudflare or some kind of security services that will be sitting in front of their API service, which will think, oh, I'm getting a lot of requests from this particular server, from this particular IP. I'm going to block this because I'm getting a lot of requests from singles. So they might think of it as a DOS attack, right? So we don't want to do that. That is why what we have done is we have created an webhook service. So let me just do a quick diagram for you to help you understand how the things work. So basically what's happening is this is your Knotie-AI Pro partner portal. And what we have done is we have created a very small service called Webhook Analytics Service. So this is your partner portal, and this is the Webhook Analytics Service. And let's say this is your provider here, which is VAPI. Maybe you're using VAPI, or maybe you are using Ultravox, maybe you're using, and maybe you're using Retell. Really doesn't matter. You can use anything that our platform supports today. And so earlier, what we are doing to show you the analytics is for every agent that you have imported here, we have been actually calling API call to VAPI separately. We have been calling API call to Retell separately, and then we have been doing the calculations and based on the result that we have received, and then we were showing you onto the dashboard portal, right, that you have been shown. And the same way, when your customer was seeing analytics, it was doing the exactly same thing. But this is not scalable. So as a result, now what we are saying is we have created our own webhook analytics service. So that means every time your agent makes a conversation or communications, what we are doing is from the partner portal, we are updating your agent to use our webhook analytics service to send any analytics informations when your agent is making conversation. So basically, as soon as your VAPI agent or Retell agent or Ultravox agent is making a conversation with your user or your test, what VAPI or Ultravox is going to do is they are going to send us an analytics. Same thing the Ultravox will do. They will send us analytics, and they will Retell will send us analytics. And now what we are doing in the analytics service, we are actually processing the analytics that they are sending. Of course, they are not going to send it in a similar format. Every provider sends analytics in different format, and that might change. So what we will manage those complexity, but instead of we become blacklisted in those providers, it's best that they send us the webhook analytics, and then we are processing the analytics, processing the transcriptions in our server, and then creating the beautiful analytics that you would see into the Knotie-AI Pro platform, and you would eventually be able to also show it to your customer. One of the problem with this approach is that this VAPI and Ultravox and Retell agent not necessarily have an webhook configured when you have configured it, right? So we need to be able to automatically update this webhook property for this particular agents. So that is why this webhook migration service options that you see here is going to do. So basically, when you click this enable webhook for all agents, what this app is going to do, check all of the agents that we have in the database for you, and it's going to take that, it's going to update each of the agent in each of this provider and update our webhook analytics URL in the backend. I hope that is making sense to you. Now you might have a question that, hey, I already have an analytics configured that was sending to my NA10, or maybe it was sending to my Go High Level account or somewhere else where you have been creating some kind of analytics. What is going to happen to that? So we have actually considered it and we have made it really intelligent. So what's going to happen is when we are updating our analytics service, we are basically also updating our database, your existing webhook URL. If you have any webhook URL configured right at the moment, it's not going to be wiped out. We are going to take a backup of that service URL in our database. Why we are doing that? It's because let's say VAPI is going to send us the webhook data, then our webhook analytics service is not only just going to process it within our server, but also it will forward the same exact analytics to your endpoints, to your existing webhook URL that you already had probably configured. So in that way, your existing integration will not break. It will work as is. We have tested it using different provider. However, that is why we are always asking our partners to actually test all of this flow in various situations. Of course, we could only test certain situations, not every situations. And I really hope it's not going to break anything for you. If let's say somehow it has got broken, raise a support ticket, because we are anyway saving your existing webhook URL. So we would be able to also update it from the backend service we have, or the admin portal, or the backend system that we have. So don't worry about it if it's broken or if it's somehow not working, but please test it. Maybe test it with one of the test agent first, make sure that it's working, and then please apply it on your live agent. Please do the migration. Now, coming to the options of migration. Now, let's say you have around 14 agents and maybe 3 of these agents are already in with your customer. So you're not feeling that confidence to do enabling webhook for all of the agents at once. So that's why we have also kept an options on each of the agents. So if you go to your agent, let's say retail agent, and let's say I want to enable webhook for this particular agent. So I'm just going to click configure webhook, and as soon as I do that, it gives me a URL. So you have manual option and you have automatic options. In the manual options, you can just copy this URL. Let's say you are not confident that this service is going to actually properly update it or not. So you can just copy this. You can go to the retail dashboard, go to the agent settings, and then paste the URL and save the changes. And if you already have an existing URL set up, just come here and put your existing URL and click next. So this is a manual approach where basically you are going to set this webhook URL to your agent and your existing webhook URL to here. So what our webhook service will do is, as soon as for this particular agent, any analytics service or event will come to us, we will forward the event as is, exactly as is, to your existing webhook analytics URL. And of course, our webhook analytics service will anyway do the processing itself. However, maybe do 1 or 2 manual to get the confidence that it's working. If you're happy, then go to automatic setup and then click save changes. And the same exact thing that you are about to do manually, the app will do it for yourself, and you don't have to worry about it. You can actually go to the retail account and you can do a cross check. That's fine. Now, if you are really confident, let's say you have 50 hundreds of agents and you don't want to do this thing manually, all you can do is come to the agent migration tab and then click on enable webhook all agents. So it will do all of the agents. Let's say you want to just do it via provider. You don't want to do it via for all agents. You just want to do it via for retail. So or just click enable retail, and that will actually migrate all of the agents. I think for some reason something has failed. It says partner API key verification failed, and this is exactly the reason why we are moving into the agent level API key. In this case, what has happened that we had some of the agent registered, but the partner API key was changed. Somehow I have probably, as part of testing, I updated the partner API key. Now these agents have become more, I would say, orphaned, because now our platform is not able to make or get any of the analytics details for this particular agents, because the API key that we had for the partner has changed, and now our platform cannot make API call and get the analytics for these agents using the partner API key. Now I have forgot the partner API key, and so it's very difficult for getting any kind of analytics for this particular agents. And this is the main reason why we are asking you to do all the migration, because before you forget your API key, before you change your API key, before some of the agent gets orphaned or something. So please make sure you enable all your active Webhook agents. If any agents are active and if your partner API key is valid, this service will be able to do the migrations automatically just using one click. So do a migration of all agents to have its own API key first, and then enable the webhook. That will make it much easier. Please make sure you do that. This is really mandatory that you should complete this by end of this weekend, because we are going to enable webhook based analytics from the next week onwards, and this is actually going to give you a lot more analytics in the coming weeks. We have plans to give you analytics information that no other provider is able to give you, and that is only possible if we get the transcription data, if we get the analytics data, so we can process it and create different sort of analytics. Maybe we could, in future we have plans to bring AI agents, so that means the analytics, let's say, create some kind of custom actions, and that custom actions can be integrated within Knotie-AI Pro with an AI agent, so the AI agent takes the action based on the webhook analytics, based on the transcription analytics or analysis that we would be doing based on the data. So please make sure you complete this migration. Later this week, we are also creating our first ever Discord server for you, so that if you are part of the Knotie-AI Pro, use the Discord server to raise your issues, or if you are facing any problems, or if you're uncertain about certain topics, you would be able to also raise all those to the Discord server. With that said, I'm going to end the video. Please let me know in this comments. If you're watching on the YouTube, again, if you really want to check the product, use the link and check out the product. If you're watching it into the tutorial tab within the AI Pro, don't worry about it. Just follow this guide and migrate all your agent. With that said, I'm going to end the video. I'll see you on to the next one.